Welcome to Portsmouth. It's great to have you with us. How's it feel to be here?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Obviously, I landed here yesterday and got everything done yesterday. So finally to be here and to settle in, yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling, and I'm keen to get started.
How has this last week or so been for you?
Yeah, it's been obviously a big week. Obviously getting all the paperwork done and flights, and yeah, the long journey over has been, yeah, it's been a bit of a tough one. But to finally be here and to be in Pompey and see the water, I went on a nice walk in the city and see everything. It's unbelievable. So I'm happy.
How did this move come about, and when did you hear of this interest?
Yeah, obviously I heard from my representatives that Pompey were obviously interested, and then I was keen to have a chat with the gaffer, and then once I had a chat with the gaffer, I think it was me done, and I heard about the fans and about Fratton Park, and I think that's a massive thing, and I'm keen to give 110% for the fans.
Now I know it's very early stages for you, arriving yesterday morning, but what's it like as a 21-year-old moving to the other side of the world and having that as a prospect and having to do that at such a young age as well?
Yeah, obviously, look, I've done it once before. I was in Holland for a year playing and had to move over, and to do it again, obviously in England, it's much easier with the language barrier and everything being involved. But yeah, the club's been amazing bringing me here, so no, everything's been smooth. And
how do those close to you feel about this move? It must be sort of quite a bittersweet feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it's a good move. I have a lot of friends here, so everything to be here is easier and get everything started.
And there's been quite a bit of interest this summer, but what was it about Portsmouth that made you want to come here?
Yeah, obviously I spoke with a lot of clubs and everything, but I think obviously speaking to John on the first Zoom call we had, I think after that it was just hard to go past, the guy, and especially Richard Hughes as well, and everyone involved, and especially when he mentioned the fans and everything they expect. And I think after I had that first chat, there was no going back, and I was signed, sealed and delivered.
Now, you've not been over here long. As you said, you arrived yesterday morning. You said that you've been for a nice walk along the seafront, so how are you finding Portsmouth so far?
Yeah, unbelievable, to be fair. I didn't think the weather would be this nice. I think I brought it with me from Sydney, so now I've expected a lot of dark and gloomy and rainy days, but it's been really good, so I'm keen to keep enjoying it while it's here.
Definitely going to be like that during the summer, don't worry. And how much are you sort of really looking forward to integrating yourself into the city once you're settled and you probably get the chance to?
Yeah, I'm really keen to get started. I think it's an unbelievable city, and especially in England, no one says how nice Portsmouth is till you really get here. The photos doesn't do it justice. So I think to finally be here and to walk around the city and see the fans, how I've seen how keen they are on football, and how diehard fans they are for this club. I think I'm keen to meet the fans everywhere and to enjoy the city.
Now, settling into a new club can be quite a daunting prospect, but how much easier will that be with some familiar faces like Hayden Matthews, Thomas Waddingham and Jacob Farrell for you as well?
Yeah, of course. Obviously me and Hayden have been together for 9 years. We played at Sydney FC since the age of 12, and with the other two boys as well, we played national teams together. So to have them three here to help me settle in and everything. But like I said, the club's been unbelievable. Even meeting the kit man outside yesterday, I think everyone around the club and everyone involved in the club has been unbelievable and great people, and that's a good thing.
Now let's talk about you as a footballer, and let's talk about last season as well. How did you find it for you personally?
Yeah, for me, I think it was an unbelievable season, obviously with the goal scoring form and everything involved, especially with the players we had at Sydney FC. I didn't think that I'd get the opportunity to play as much as I did and make an impact as much as I did, but I think for me it was unbelievable to have a season like that can lead me to a club like this.
Now, 18 goals in 35 games, incredible goal scoring form. What do you put that form down to?
I think it's just making the most of my chances. I think that's the biggest thing I've done this year, was every time I had a chance to use my left foot. I think it's, like I've said, it's one of my biggest strong points of my game, and I think every time I get free to get a shot off, I think that was one of my strong points this year, and when I did drop it, it was a goal.
And in May you were part of the Asian All-Star side that beat Manchester United. You set up the winner as well. What was that like for an experience?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Obviously, to play against a team like that, I think a lot of kids would, when you're younger, if you said you're going to versus Man United in a game at the age of 20, you'd laugh, So to have that opportunity in front of 75,000 people and to come on and get the assist and to win the game 1-0 was massive. So it was a really good experience for me.
And you'll have heard all about Fratton Park. So how much are you looking forward to stepping out there when it's packed with Pompey fans?
Nah, for sure. I think that's the biggest thing I've heard from everyone at the club, man. The stadium erupts, and I think another strong point of this club is the fans, and like you said, how loud it is and how much they get behind the players and the attacking, football that the fans love to play. I think that's going to suit me, and the hard work and to go in there and smashing everyone. I think that's just me in a nutshell. So for me to go there and give the fans that, I'm absolutely buzzing.
And what are you expecting from Championship football as well?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of games, obviously, with a lot of my mates playing here, and yeah, I'm expecting a physical, attacking league. I think the way we play as well, it's very attacking. So I'm looking forward to scoring some goals and getting stuck in.